So we're here back in the Western Cemetery. We were here about a week ago doing some video work and photography work. We came back here so we could do some EVP work today. We are back in the location of the Irish monument here for the people who came over in the early 1800s. And 1845 1851 is the time span that we're covering with this monument. So we got some feedback from another local person who saw our blog entry about our semi-investigation here, and they posted some EVPs that they recorded here. So we came back just to check it out and see what we can get. We use our little Sony IC recorder as well as our Olympus digital recorder. This one's a little bit cleaner, filters a lot more, so we're going to try and use both of them and see what we can find and go from there. It's Sunday, September 21st. We are back in the Western Cemetery. We have done some EVP work down at the Irish monument at the back end of the cemetery. We are just now leaving the Longfellow Crypt. You see the line of crypts behind me, and a little bit up here. We heard some strange noises off in the distance, and I thought I heard some rustling in bushes, that type of noise, or leaves. There's no wind around, so it couldn't have been a tree. And there is a definite kind of overlooking feeling here, like there is somebody or something watching us or paying attention to us today that we didn't have when we were here before. It's off in the distance, and we're going to just kind of wander around, try and get a feel for the place again before we head out. We're going to wander through the shaded areas. So we're going to kind of wander around and see what happens. Sometime recently, the city of Portland turned this cemetery into a dog park, an off-leash dog park, which means that the owners of the dogs could bring the dogs in here and allow them to run all over the place and have free reign. The local residents here in Portland were pretty disgusted with the fact that the dogs were running around in the park, peeing and pooping all over the headstones. People that maintain this place, it was basically a nightmare. Someone ended up putting it on the internet and making it a national issue, and there was a national outcry for the disrespect of these people that are buried here in the cemetery. Years ago, cemeteries used to be parks, but parks were treated in a much different manner. You come in, you leave, you pick up after yourselves. Off-leash dog parks, however, people tend to come in and take advantage of that, and they let the dog run around and pee and poop, and they don't pick up after them. And they have no respect for the surroundings. So they went national. They ended up doing another vote against it, and the city decided, they voted that they would shut down the dog park, and it was a pretty big heated argument going on, heated discussion, heated topic. But in the end, the dog park was closed, the cemetery was reopened to the general public and not just as a dog park, and they even went so far as to put a sign up to say, no dogs are allowed in here, period. Even if they're on leash, off leash, nothing. No dogs are allowed in the cemetery. Interestingly enough, we've seen a few while we've been here, and little bags of poop laying around the ground. So, another interesting fact is that the city of Portland passed a law not too long ago that all veterans, all U.S. veterans, need to have a flag on their grave at their headstone. And we walked through the cemetery. This is our second visit. We've walked through the cemetery. We see a lot, especially of these War of 1812 headstones. And I think we've seen 2 flags. And we've seen many, many more headstones. So I'm not sure who enforces those rules or makes sure that the cemeteries are being kept up, but that's just another disgrace that goes on in these cemeteries that are very old.